Hi guys, I'm Blind and this is TLDR TWAB for August 20th. First up, Stasis Weapons are coming into the game and they're going into the kinetic slot. They won't do anything special, but in PvE they will start to slow and freeze enemies. The unique aspect of Stasis Weapons is that they will also have unique perks. Bungie have now addressed the quick swap glitch, currently known as Hotswapping. Bungie are also removing primary ammo from the game, which is resulting in a lot of little tweaks here and there. Inertia Override, which is the one where it removes the amount of ammo that drops in certain nightfalls, etc., that is now no longer going to drop any primary bricks. Drop mag is getting reworked to be plus reload speed but negative magazine size. Compact arrows are going to be reworked to plus reload speed and plus handling, and a lot of the text is going to be updated across exotic weapons, etc., that rely on primary ammo. Next season, Trials Weapons are going to get a small update to have 7 perks in each column available for acquiring, and there's going to be several tweaks to the Lunar weapons and also the Dreaming City weapons, where we're going to have several extra perks in those weapons too. Bungie are also super keen on reworking breach grenade launchers, that's the special ones, especially for PvP. The blast radius is getting shrunk, the splash damage is going down, but in damage in PvE it's going up slightly to account for these weapons. Witherhoard will be left by itself. In PvE, machine guns are getting a juicy little 20% damage increase, and both scout rifles and handcannons are getting an increase for damage against miners by 15%. My fusion rifle brethren, all PvE damage for fusion rifles is now getting a good juicy boost, and in short, now the higher the impact and the slower the charge time that a fusion rifle has, the more damage per bolt it will do and the less bolts it will have. So high impacts will now have 5 bolts but hit much harder per bolt, and rapid fires will now shoot 7 bolts but hit for a lot less. But Bungie have worked very hard to make sure that overall these weapons are just as lethal in PvP as they've always been. Backup Plan is getting a complete rework in that it's no longer going to reduce the charge time by 100, instead it's going to go to a multiplier. And Bungie have tweaked the damage so it's still in line. This basically means that longer charging fusion rifles benefit more by this, and rapid fires have less to gain. Both liquid cores and accelerated cores are getting the exact same rework too. Furthermore, the Adept Charge Time mod will no longer reduce the overall damage. However, Charge Time Masterworks will work the same way they've always done. Anarchy is finally getting its nerf with a reduce of ammunition from 26 to 16 and a reduce to damage for bosses by 30%, but that doesn't include champions, so it'll still be a juicy beast for Grandmaster Nightfalls. Xenophage is going to fire slower but hit harder, and Fighting Lion lovers, the base reload stat is now going to 0, but with multiple damage to enemies with 1 grenade, you'll be able to retain its current reload speed. The Vex Mythoclast is getting an eye-watering 40% damage increase in PvE. The range stat is popping off to be near best in class. It's getting increased stability, it's getting increased rate of fire, it's getting a reduction in the charge time too. It will no longer lose overcharge stacks whenever it's stowed, and on top of all of that, the catalyst is also going to grant extra stability and damage after a kill. Holy nuts! Merciless is getting its proper damage fix, and Yeetun is getting a reduction in its charge time but also a reduction in its damage per shot. Bastion is now going to have a wider spread, but it's going to get a reduction in PvP damage by 15% per bolt, but it's going up in PvE damage by 25%. The Sweet Business is now going to refill the magazine whenever you pick up special and heavy ammo instead of just primary. Fire Aligning is great, but it's getting a damage reduction to just 20% precision damage. And Kill Clip Rampage, Adrenaline Junkie will now also apply to explosions caused by explosive weapons. In other news, Bungie are reworking some of the weapon visual effects. Next season's ritual quest is going to be for this explosive light perk rocket launcher. If you're not familiar with that, basically you run over an orb of power and it'll increase the damage of this rocket launcher. Here are 3 new weapons that are going to drop from all the ritual activities: a scout, an auto, and this sidearm. The OG Trials of the 9 weapons from year 1 are coming to the Prophecy Dungeon. Not all of them, so have a look at these ones here. This little roster of weapons is coming to the World Loot Pool as well. Bungie are going on a huge charity drive lately, so I'll put all the links down below for you to follow should you wish to make donations. Here is the banner that you can earn from donating to one of their initiatives. You can also pre-order this t-shirt to further help those charities, which will also give you access to this emblem in-game. On screen now are the times for the update going live. And now finally onto some known issues. When the update goes live, players will no longer receive bird error codes, the Adept Big 1 spec will work properly, and Bounty, Valor, weekly challenges will correctly gain the correct progress in Crucible matches. If you are stuck on the Season of the Splicer final quest to try and get that ship, do yourself a favour, log into all your different characters, listen to all the radio messages in the helm, and make sure you complete all the Season 14 quests in your inventory, log out, log back in, and that should be a fix for you picking up that quest. And finally, for those who made their gift sub weekly bounties to the Twitch stream, you can now go to Amanda Holiday to pick those up. Some Xbox players had their silver stolen back by the Eververse, but fortunately that should be resolved now. Players with a full inventory will not earn the Season of the seasonal currency, so make sure you have some space inside your inventory. Arbalest isn't going to have anti-barrier perk work for it with the seasonal mod, but it will be given this mod perk intrinsically in a future update. If you want to assign the charged melee button to your controller, then you'll need to reset the custom layout for your buttons before applying it. Some Vex pulls are continuing to do damage for about 8 to 10 seconds after they have disappeared. The elevator in the Corrupted Strike isn't working properly, so be aware. The Warlock's Noble Warp doesn't blink properly if holding sprint is active, and there's a second stat tracker for Nightfalls on all the emblems.